Hi guys, it's your girl Chinwe, aka Champagne Mommy, and I'm back with another episode of House Gist with Chinwe. Spill the tea. Guys, listen. Over here, we work hard. And sometimes the devil tries to work harder. But guess what? We stay working hard. So quick story. I already filmed a previous episode of House Gist with Chinwe. Guys, you won't believe it. I filmed the episode late into the night, and after everything, I'm like, okay, let me just send it to my editor and go to sleep. You guys, imagine realizing that my sound went off in the previous video. As in, after filming a 30-minute video, guys, I lost audio. Ayeleo. Hey, I've cried, I've cursed, I've been like, who do me like this? Who did this bit for me? But you know what? Tea delayed is never tea denied. That was a bad situation and we moved past it. So here's what we're going to do now. I'm going to recap the entire week 2 from top to bottom. So everything we lost in the previous episode is going to be in this episode. How about that? Let's get to it. Week 2 got off to an exciting start with Thelma Lawson emerging as head of house on Sunday, but her victory was short-lived because on Monday they had the head of house challenger, which saw people like Thelma Lawson, Victory, Dan Boski, Ivata, and Jason J fighting for the position of head of house, challenging Thelma to her throne. I mean, it was an intense battle. In the final round, we had Victory, Ivata, and Thelma vying for position of head of house. Unfortunately, Thelma could not defend her title and she lost to Victory, which saw Victory being head of house for week 2. Now here's where it gets juicy. Victory wins head of house and picks Joanna as his house guest. Okay, that means the Gigi and Victory ship had already, gone down the drain. Because tell me why Victory is picking some other babe to be his guest in the head of house lounge. I mean, now, you guys, not to do for this house. Well, they got their task brief for week 2, and the theme of the week was fitness, which required the housemates to share themselves in 2 groups. One group team meets, the other group team plans, and they had to have a debate. And whichever team wins in the debate gets control and full access to the kitchen in week 3. I mean, it's what it's now. Apart from just winning your head of house, your weekly wager, this is actually a good incentive. So yeah, housemates got right into it. And luckily for them, they did win their wager for week 2. And it was really an impressive presentation, and it saw Team Meat emerging as winner of the debates. On Monday night, the house had their nominations. To kickstart the nomination, Big Brother tells them he has 28 envelopes scattered around the house and asks the housemates to retrieve those envelopes. The housemates get to it, hunting the envelopes, and unfortunately, a few housemates like Imisi and a couple of other housemates couldn't find their red envelopes. But that's okay. The housemates that got the red envelopes had better luck next time in it. Big Brother asked Victory to retrieve a red envelope from a specific place in the lounge, and it turns out that that envelope carried the immunity win in it. Well, unfortunately, no housemate got it. Brother then announces that the entire house is up for possible eviction for the week, except, of course, the head of house who had immunity for the week. Well, Biggie introduces the Tree of Trinkets. This tree holds power that only the head of house can draw from. Victory draws from the Tree of Trinkets and he gains the power to save one housemate. Victory goes ahead to save Kumi. Look at Kumi, which leaves the other 27 housemates up for possible eviction in week 2. Meanwhile, it's been an emotional roller coaster in Biggie's house in week 2. I mean, week 1, we had a lot of chaos, a lot of bags goals, a lot of talking collect as in a hot. But in week 2, we saw ships firm, ships sink, Friendships take a nosedive. Like everything was just happening at the same time in week 2. Kola was spiraling for Dede. At some point, he complained to Imisi, Mide, he complained to Bright, and they all had one thing in common. They all told Kola, take a step back. Free this babe. Maybe when you free this babe, she go miss you. Just let her be. She's saying she doesn't want you. She doesn't allow her. And it's not an easy decision for Kola because Kola really likes the girl. But he's like, yeah, if that's what it takes, I'm gonna let her be and all of that. But come on. You needed to see when they had their extra task on Thursday. Hey, can you please now? Release Kola. We had Dede, Kola, Jason J, and a new addition, Coin Dynamic. Coin, Jason J, and Kola. Let's call them big fish, medium fish, and small fish. Have all been vying for Dede's attention. But Kola is having a hard time accepting the fact that Dede is actually not interested in being in a relationship in Big Brother's house. She's committed to her relationship on the outside and would rather keep it that way. Kola feels his ego is bruised. He feels a bit hurt about the whole thing, and rightly so, actually, because have you seen Dede? If she says no to me self go vex, So after Sunday evening, I don't think there's a relationship between. In fact, Dede seems to be losing her fishes because Kola and Jason J apparently decided to form an alliance. According to them, they have clocked that they are just pawns in Dede's games and have decided to play the game accordingly. So yes, may the best player win. Meanwhile, Sultana, on the other hand, is busy collecting kisses from Dede's fishes. Imagine Dede struggling to fish. After she don't catch her fish finish, Sultana will come past one corner, go to chop her fish. Don't be so now. On Thursday, after the pool party, it was a wild long night, and the night ended with Sultana and Koi. Listen, guys, Koi is doing the thing. He's playing the game. He's giving big boy energy. He's not Koi himself no small. On Thursday night ended with Sultana and Koi sharing a kiss or two in the dressing room, which literally broke the internet as at Friday when we all woke up. Thankfully, I caught that kiss live. It was around 5 a.m. ish, and I was still awake. I never saw that coming. And just when I felt like, okay, well, maybe there was some dynamic brewing there before, boom. On Saturday night, Salty and Jason J, they also shared a kiss after the Saturday night after party. Guys, small fish down, medium fish down, big fish, how far? Look, the dating pool in Biggie's house, it's so messy and I love it. I rate it. This is why I'm subscribing my DSTV. This is why I'm making sure my Showmax is on the go, because I cannot say because I'm not at home, I cannot watch Big Brother. No, please, DSTV, check. Showmax, check. Go TV if you want. Check. I'm making sure I'm staying tuned 247. Moving on to another ship dynamic. We saw the dynamic of Isabella, Kumi, and Thelma Lawson. Remember when Thelma Lawson won her head of house thingy that was short-lived on Monday? She picked Kumi to be her house guest, even though it felt like she was slighting Isabella, saying that herself and Isabella were friends at the time. And Isabella and Kumi were more than just friends. They are dating in the house. Of course, they both had their own media rounds around the house, explaining to other housemates their actions and inactions, with Thelma saying, well, herself and Isabella are not really friends. After all, they won. Isabella says she's not here to make friends, And Isabella, on the other hand, she's saying, listen, I don't do frenemies. I do friends or enemies. You're either my friend or you are not. It's nothing like you be my friend, but you know to like me like that. Let's know what we are doing here. And I rate it, Thelma's brain was short-lived. Kumi self must spend past 12 hours for the head of house lounge before he came back outside. And he had a hard time adjusting to it because that same day Aikumi had a fight with Bright Morgan in the spirit of his head of houses because the thing was sweeting him now. So he was doing deputy things for Thelma Lawson, which saw him having a fight with Bright Morgan. He called Bright Morgan a bitch, and Bright Morgan is like, not the B word. Not the B word. The only B word you're allowed to call me is right. They had the fight, and the next thing Kaikumi was saying, he wanted voluntary exit from the house and all of that, all of that. But yeah, I mean, after Victory saved him, he saw a reason to, be in the house and continue playing the game. He snapped out of his mood, and he's been having a couple of back and forths with Isabella the entire week, with him saying to some people, I am done with Bella, I don't want Isabella, and him saying to other people, people like Emisi, maybe you talk to her so she knows how to behave. And I'm like, HROH, Obalola, I mean, wait till we won't call you again, Igwe. Can you let Isabella be? If you don't want, no wahala. Please, Your Highness, Your Royal Majesty, free Bella now. I don't like when a guy makes it seem like, come on, you're telling this babe you want her, you're showing her you want her, and you're telling other people that you're making it seem like she's forcing herself. Please, 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 I beg. That's so Bright Morgan coded. Speaking of Bright Morgan, you guys, what is Bright Morgan doing with me there? And okay, fine. Let's say there is genuine, there's a genuine likeness there, right? And all of that. Why is Bright Morgan going to other housemates to tell them when they insinuate or suggest, oh, your babe Mide, he instantly shuts it down and corrects them, and he's like, she's just my friend. She's not my babe. Thankfully, Mide happened to clock it on Saturday, and she wasn't having it with him on Saturday. She told him off. Even after the Saturday night after party, Bright had to go and get Kola to help him plead with Mide to take him back. Kola, puts in a good word, sweet talks Mide. Mide is like, Kola, it's okay, I'm fine, I'm not angry. The next thing, Bright says, Kola, I'll take it from here. Papa don't kneel down. He's on his knees. You see, this game he's playing is very familiar. I've seen this thing before, but you know what? No one, carry on. Like they always say, time will tell. Character is like pregnancy. You not go fit hide them for long. It will show. So time will tell. Let's allow the ship. If it's going to sail to the destination, no wahala. I'm going to invite me. I will come chop wedding rice. Otherwise, I have a therapist that I can recommend. You know me, my own heartbreak, now fresh out. I have a therapist that I can recommend that will help people arrange your own heartbreak. On another hand, Gigi Jasmine and Victory. So week one, Gigi Jasmine and Victory, it seemed like there was a relationship brewing there. But after Victory didn't pick Gigi Jasmine to be his house guest in the head of house lounge, and he made it abundantly clear in different terms to Gigi that he is not really interested in her like that. Gigi still feels there's some hope there, and she's been persistent. There's been a lot of back and forth. I don't know where that ship is heading, but we are watching and we're here to see how it ends up, how it pans out eventually. Meanwhile, trouble in Sultana and Doris's paradise. Look, these girls are my girls. I don't know what it is. Doris feels like Salty did not appreciate her enough in a situation, and I totally get that. Her feelings are valid, but what I would respect from her is actually discussing it with her friend. On the other hand, Sultana is nonchalant, as in she not very chalant at all. So it can be upsetting when Doris feels like, oh, okay, you're not giving me the attention the way I want you to give it to me. And sometimes like, I don't already try to follow her talk. She don't want talk. I won't do more than myself. I get it, but please, you girls, keep your ego aside and actually talk things out, okay? Please, fix up. I want my midnight gossip crew back. I beg you, they keep me updated. You guys help me out with content sometimes. Big Brother is never, ever bereft of surprises. As a matter of fact, every time you feel like, oh, Biggie has done his big one, you know what? He pulls a card and he's like, big one where? So Big Brother this year has decided that the housemates have to work for their winning prize. Do you know what that means? The 80 million cash prize now. Yes, so that is the prize at the end of the season. But it's not too short for them. Ain't not too short for them. You have to put in the work. You have to ace your wager. You have to give entertainment. You have to be what? A proper 10 for you to be able to earn your reward of the week. Apparently, every week the house is to earn 7.5 million naira into their pot, into the winning pot. This win is going to accumulate over the weeks in the span of the season to the eventual cash prize that they would come up with. And to open the pot, Big Brother graciously gives them 10 million naira as starters. So in week 2, they've had to work for another 7.5 million naira, which I assume that they've collected, because I mean they've had a successful week, a pretty successful week. They won their wager, they didn't sleep on us, the viewers, they gave us back-to-back content. Like, they deserve to win their weekly claims to eventual prize money. On another twist, the housemates were asked to vote their most influential housemate. So every week they had to vote a housemate that they feel is the most influential for the week. And of course, as per the criteria to winning their pot, to working for their money, those criteria are also applicable to winning most influential housemate. And for week 2, Rude Boy emerges as winner of most influential housemate. Congratulations, Rude Boy. I look forward to seeing who takes it in week 3. Hopefully it's a girl, because the girlies have been doing it the entire season. It's just 2 weeks in, I know, but come on now, girl power. More on the triangle dynamics. Remember that one time Isabella spent the night in K-Bobo's bed after Thelma had picked Kumi to spend time with her in the head of house lounge as her guest? Well, that move did not go unnoticed, because tell me why Kumi has decided to set his radar on K-Bobo. Okay, so during the week, Isabella and Kumi, in their back and forth, she decides, I'm done here, and goes to spend another night cuddling K-Bobo in his bed. I mean, that's one sheep I'm looking out for. In fact, that is my sheep, if I may say. But Kumi decides to revenge and get at K-Bobo, and the next thing, he's going to the kitchen to steal his bread, because obviously, why are you calling my babe and thinking you're going to just stay in this house without repercussions or consequences? That did not end well, shall. K-Bobo instantly lost it. Initially, he thought it was Mensan that stole his bread. I still feel Mensan has a hand in it. And Thelma was also in the know. They had a back and forth with Mensan threatening to lessen K-Bobo. Have you seen Mensan? Have you seen K-Bobo? If K-Bobo handles Mensan like this, we beat him like a baby. But Mensan say we don't know him power. Say we self we don't know him before he can lessen K-Bobo. They shall have a bet to, if they are willing to put their money where their mouth is, let's make arrangements, make we set ring for them. You people fight, make I bet on K-Bobo and take some good money home. Well, Isabella goes back to Kumi, and I think K-Bobo is feeling some type of way about it. K-Bobo ends up spending the night on Thelma's bed. Tell me why Thelma is now inviting K-Bobo, that obviously has been getting close to Isabella, to her own bed. I don't know what these two Port Harcourt sisters are dragging, but I'm here for the drama. When they are ready, they will tell us what's happening. So guys, earlier in the week, there was a bit of drama between Faith, Sultana, and Jason J. Well, Jason J did not particularly have a confrontation with Faith, but he was the trigger in the issues between Faith and Sultana. Apparently, Faith has been sharing a bed with Sultana. In week 1, Jason J comes back from head of house lounge to the main house, and Sultana invites Jason J to share a bed with her, which means Faith has automatically been internally displaced in Biggie's house. Like, she turned to IDP house for Biggie house. So apparently, Faith wasn't having any of it. It saw him spiraling and saw him he crashed out a couple of times in the week. And I believe the whole bed situation was the trigger that just set the catalyst in motion. He had a couple of fights with some people in the house. He had a fight with Gigi Jasmine. Um, During their admin task, apparently they were in the same team, and he got so cocky about wanting to win, and he never loses, and correcting her on certain things. Gigi, on the other hand, wasn't having it. Big Brother eventually announces their team as the winners of the admin task. Faith goes to gloat in front of Gigi Jasmine, and Gigi was just going to whoop him. She was going to whoop his ass in the arena, but thankfully K-Bobo and the likes were there to pull him back, and they're like, "What's wrong with you?" He also had a bit of an issue with K-Bobo there, but it didn't last as long. On Thursday night, Faith and Thelma Lawson also have a clash in the dining area. It had to do with their task presentation because they were in the same team for team meet, and Thelma was a bit condescending. She raised a point actually, but her point was not really pointing, if you get what I mean. Her point was an invalid point, and Faith was trying to point her in that direction, like, yes, I see your point, but you are wrong. This is a wrong take. But apparently Thelma, she already had about enough for Faith, and in that moment she's like, "What do you mean I'm wrong? Yes, you might be a doctor, but debating is my thing. Have you ever been in a debate before?" Thing. All Faith wires. They say, "Have I ever what? Been in a debate before?" And Faith just tells her off and says, "Look, you spent your night writing a bunch of noise on your paper and you feel you have valid points." Thelma was really hurt by that statement. She could not continue with the preparations. She just went upstairs to go sleep. And a couple of housemates went up to talk to her. Kola went up to talk her out of her mood. She wasn't going to come out of the mood. In fact, Kola brought Faith along to apologize to her. And I think that was the wrong point. Faith was telling her, "Look, I'm giving you an opportunity to be a part of the winning team now. So get up and come." So they had that happen, and Thelma did not participate anymore for the rest of the night. But guess what, guys? They still won eventually. So all is well that ends well. And yes, Faith was kind of cocky and arrogant about never losing, but he put his money where his mouth is. He made good his words. He won, and that's what's important. Sponsored tasks are so back, and I've been loving every bit of it. On Tuesday, we had the character task. Wednesday, we had the admin task. On Thursday, we had the extra task. For the extra tasks, they got their merch. The housemates went right into it, customizing their extra merch with some embellishments, some scissors here and there, some crop tops, some ripping. They looked exquisite. They did a thing. They all gave their absolute tens. You guys, you needed to see these housemates walking the runway, strutting their stuff, looking hella good. The extra task ended with certain housemates rewarded for their hard work. We had Mensa and Ivata, crown king and queen of creativity, and we had Dan Boski and Joanna, crown king and queen of the runway. Well done, 10 over 10 housemates. You guys, you outdid yourself, and I'm loving every bit of it. On to other things. On Sunday, we had the eviction show, which saw Dan Boski and Ibi Fubara being the first set of housemates to be evicted from the 10 over 10 house this season. You guys, Dan Boski, he's an absolute sweetheart. We enjoyed him on the show. Ibi, she did her part. Good luck to you both, Dan Boski and Ibi Fubara on the outside. Well done, guys. In other news, there's a new sheriff in town. Tracy emerges as head of house for week 3. I mean, right after the live Eviction shows, Biggie says prepare to move to the arena for the head of house challenge. They go to the arena for the head of house games, and Tracy is the new head of house. Let's see if she's able to retain her title as head of house and fight in the head of house challenger tomorrow. Hopefully, she's going to be the first official female head of house for the season. I look forward to seeing how the head of house challenger plays out, and I'm hoping the housemates bring their A game. As usual, Until next time, guys, thank you for sticking with me and leave your comments in the comment section. Tell me, did I miss anything? Which drama are we leaving out? Hope I'm not forgetting your fable. Let's discuss in the comment section and tell me what you would like to hear next. I still remain your girl, Chinwe Elibe, aka Champagne Mommy, with love. Bye, guys. I love you. Mwah. And yes, God bless you if necessary. Bye. Mwah.